It's time to talk professional wrestling on Kayfabe Commentary. My name is Erik Rupp, and I am your host. And on this edition, we are talking about NWA Powerrr Episode 17. And the first thing I want to talk about right off the bat is the new theme song for NWA Powerrr. For Season 3, we've got Pantera and I'm Broken. And this is a good song. This is a really good song, one of Pantera's best songs. It just doesn't quite work as well as Into the Fire as the NWA theme song. It works well, but Into the Fire was sheer perfection for what the NWA has been doing, and I'm Broken is merely good. It's good and fits, just not quite as well as Into the Fire. I know that the comments online have been very strong, both pro and con for I'm Broken, and I do like it. I like the song. I've always liked the song. It's one of the Pantera songs I do like. I'm not a big Pantera fan, but I like some other songs, and that's one of the ones that I do. But Into the Fire, like I was saying before, that is just perfect for the NWA. And hopefully when we get to Season 4, there's going to be another theme song. And I do like the idea that they're going to mix it up a bit. So we'll see what they come up with next time. This one works. It certainly hints at a darker, more hard-hitting season of NWA Powerrr. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. But it's definitely something that has been a hot topic of conversation. Now, is there anybody who doesn't like Tim Storm? I mean, seriously, this guy is one of the most likable wrestlers in the history of pro wrestling. This is a great guy, a good wrestler, and it's easy to be on his side. So he came out at the opening of the show and he put to bed any speculation or rumors that he's going to be retiring. He is in this thing for a few more years, hopefully. He's definitely not retiring anytime soon, and that is great news for both just wrestling fans in general and especially fans of the NWA. It's just a shame that this segment was interrupted by Camille and Tom Latimer and somebody coming out in a lame Mama Storm outfit. That whole Mama Storm bit just wasn't worthy of NWA Powerrr. It was just a little too goofy. But other than that, the promo with Tim Storm was great. Now, if you want to talk about something that was great, the match between Matt Cross and Caleb Conley was great. Those two guys are two phenomenal talents. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we know Matt Cross, he's got a long history. Caleb Conley is a newer talent, and he is really just, he's fantastic. And he is building himself up, and I think he's going to really make a name for himself in the NWA. He's got the talent, he's got the ability, and once he starts to show some charisma, and wins people over with his personality as well, the sky is the limit for Caleb Conley. The match between the two of them, outstanding. Now, Matt Cross got the win, but it could have gone either way. Both guys are evenly matched. Both of them have just tremendous athletic ability, tremendous gymnastic skills, tremendous acrobatic skills, but really good wrestling fundamentals too. So you really got to look at them and say, hey, you know what? Both of those guys are great assets to the NWA. Matt Cross, already a known quantity, a name, and Caleb Conley is the guy on the way up. He's a rising star, and he is really going to be something big. Another rising star in the NWA has been on the rise for a while, and he's nobody new. But I'll tell you what, he was just absolutely on fire in NWA Powerrr number 17, and that's Eddie Kingston. And he's pissed, full-on pissed with Pope. Pope has been disrespecting Homicide, his friend and tag team partner. Pope was pushing him to wrestle without Homicide, and Eddie wants to come out and just whoop the hell out of Pope. He is really not happy with him, and he came out and he had a promo that was pure fire. I mean, he was just on the money. That was just a promo for the ages, and he brought out a pair of guys from Ring of Honor, the Bouncers, and I'll tell you what, he wants a piece of Pope, and I want to see that match. I want to see that happen in the ring. I want to see Pope versus Eddie Kingston one-on-one in the ring, and I really hope we get to see that at the Crockett Cup, because I'll tell you what, Kingston just did a phenomenal job of really putting Pope in his place. I'll tell you what, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, watch it now. That was just a phenomenal spot. Eddie Kingston, he got himself over in a big way. The crowd was totally on his side, as they should have been. He is as real as it gets when it comes to pro wrestling. That guy is the real deal, and he is a rising star in pro wrestling. Then you've got the fan favorite Trevor Murdoch, who is going after the national championship against Aaron Shooter Stevens, or ASS as Stu Bennett likes to call him. And the two of them had what was really a fantastic match. This was probably Aaron Stevens' best match since being in the NWA. What's interesting about the match is he did fairly well without the question mark at ringside, as the question mark got kicked to the back by the referee as soon as he got in the way of Trevor Murdoch. So it was Aaron Stevens on his own against Trevor Murdoch. Now, what worked in Stevens' favor was that this match had a short 10-minute time limit, and Aaron Stevens used that to his advantage. Now, he wrestled well. He really did a good job. I mean, both of these guys looked good. If I had to give an edge, I'd give a slight edge to Trevor Murdoch, but Aaron Stevens really held his own and did real well. But he knew what was going on as far as the time limit, and he knew that he would keep his championship as long as he lasted 10 minutes, and that's exactly what happened. Trevor Murdoch probably would have won if it was a 15 or 20-minute time limit, but it wasn't. It was a 10-minute match, and so therefore, Aaron Stevens was able to hold out just long enough that he won the match and retained his title. Now that, of course, just sets up a situation where you've got to have a rematch. You can't leave this hanging there. You've got to have the rematch because really, I think most people know that Trevor Murdoch would win if he had a 15 or 20-minute time limit. So there just got to be a rematch. Again, something that would really go well at a future pay-per-view, maybe the Crockett Cup, maybe something after that, but there's got to be a rematch between these two to settle this situation. On this episode of Powerrr, there was also a tag team match between the tag team champions, Eli Drake and James Storm, possibly the best tag team on the planet right now, and Josephus and Mims. And while we have a lot of questions about Josephus, the one thing I can say is he has not really made a mark since coming back from suspension, and this match did nothing to change that. This was a one-sided match. Eli Drake and James Storm just crushed the questionable Josephus and Mims. It was a one-sided match, real easy, and showed why Eli Drake and James Storm are just so darn good. Now, what I've found so remarkable about the team of James Storm and Eli Drake is just how quickly and completely they have gelled as a team. Those two guys, it's been seamless. They wrestle like a team that's been together for years when they've only been together for a few weeks. It's phenomenal as to how quickly they have gotten together. They're on the same page. They've just got, it's like they can read each other's minds. They know what they need to do. Their styles mesh. They complement each other. It is just a phenomenal tag team. And I'm not kidding when I say this may be the best tag team in the business right now. Then we've got the main event of this episode. It's a rematch of the epic battle between Thunder Rosa and Allison Kay from the pay-per-view Hard Times just a couple weeks ago. That was an instant classic. I mentioned it before. That is an obvious candidate for match of the year. I mean, it really was just one of those matches that people are going to be talking about for the next 10 or 20 years, maybe more. So that was just a phenomenal match. And would it be possible for the rematch to come close to matching that the level of intensity, the level of quality of that match? And what I would have to say is it was close. It didn't match it, but it was close. And one thing that I can say is that Allison Kay, in pushing for the rematch so quickly after that match, she may have done herself a disservice because she clearly was not fully recovered from that match. Her arm, her fingers, her hands, nothing was quite right. Thunder Rosa really worked her over. She worked her arms, she worked her elbows, she worked her shoulders, she worked her fingers. She was messing her up really badly and just constantly going back to that. And she did more of that in this match. Thunder Rosa is a great ring tactician. Allison Kay is bigger. Allison Kay is stronger. She's almost as fast as Thunder Rosa. Not quite, but almost. So that means Thunder Rosa has to have a much better match. She has to have much better tactics to beat Allison Kay. And that's just what she had both times that she's faced her. Thunder Rosa successfully defended her title, but a lot of interesting things happened in this match. First off, you had Melina at the announcer's table, but she refused to put on a headset. She refused to say anything. And it came out that she has demanded a title match against the winner of this match. Now, beforehand, you say, well, she was hedging her bets in case Allison Kay won the title back. But she knew that there was a very good chance that Thunder Rosa was going to defend her title successfully, and she did. So now she wants to take on Thunder Rosa, somebody who's supposed to be her friend, somebody she's supposed to be looking out for. And that's kind of in contradiction to what she's doing. Well, also, you had Marty Bell come out during the match as a total distraction. Thunder Rosa didn't want her there. Thunder Rosa wants to win this thing on her own. And she did. And she tried to get rid of Marty Bell. But before she could do that, Ashley Vox and Tasha Steelz came out and basically kept Marty Bell at bay. So there was no interference in the match. So then you get the point where Thunder Rosa gets the win after a really good match. And there's a little bit of friction and discomfort between Thunder Rosa and Marty Bell and Melina. Is this group kind of splintering a little bit? Is there that friction that's going to drive them apart? Or will they be able to get it back together, get everything cleared up, and be friends and allies again? We don't know. But I can tell you this. Thunder Rosa does not need Melina. Thunder Rosa does not need Marty Bell. I think she and Marty Bell could be good friends. I think they could be good allies. I don't think they can trust Melina. And I think Thunder Rosa is now starting to get that idea. She doesn't need Melina. Melina needs her. And now maybe Melina's counting on something happening, or maybe she's counting on cheating against Thunder Rosa and winning the title any way she has to. We're going to find out. But this is really getting interesting. And I can tell you this. Thunder Rosa is not somebody you want to mess with. And if I saw her and Melina in a match without any shenanigans, no outside interference, no cheating, I'm picking Thunder Rosa. She is a better wrestler today. She has better tactics. She's got better fighting skills. I will take Thunder Rosa in that match any day of the week.